the built-in Twitch stream, it's much more low resource. Are you still with us there, Moose? You're kind of quiet. Yeah, I went with Fraps just because it kind of seemed like it was the industry standard at the time. Now, if you've got a newer NVIDIA card, NVIDIA has its own recording software, which is pretty good. And then the newest thing. Yeah, I can understand. So with the newer technology, and this is kind of what I was talking about when you guys were first coming on, because I'm porting this over to my YouTube channel. But I was talking about like hardware recording and streaming, which is really the best way to go. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tosky. He's another YouTuber that I collaborate with a lot. You know, I should probably check and see how full I am here. Okay, what about these? Okay, yeah, these are starting to get pretty full. But, so, I collaborate with Tovsky a lot, and he has been doing Twitch streaming for a couple of months now, and he just recently went to a hardware solution for that. And basically, for an investment of about $250, you can get a hardware recorder that will let you do. It'll let you record anything. He's using it not only for recording Minecraft videos and like Gary's Mod and stuff that we do, but he's also using it to record like his. He's got a Wii U, so basically anything that has an HDMI connector on it, you can use it with. Sounds like something's banging around in here. I hate that. Oh, okay, it's caught in my low grav field. Hardware, I think, is really kind of the way things are gonna end up going. It's 100% a better option than software, because when you're doing with software, when I'm recording, about half my computer is used for the recording process, and so that means I can't record at full resolution sometimes, or I can't record at the speed that I want as far as my refresh rate, things like that. So with the hardware, you just plug in like your computer or your Xbox One or whatever it is straight into this recording device, and then they've got some out now that have a USB 3.0 connector on it, so you can plug in a flash drive or an external hard drive. So you can go, and for $100 you can get an external hard drive that's like 2 terabytes now. But what this device does is it encodes already compressed in an H.264, which is pretty much the internet standard now. So rather than recording with Fraps for 2 hours at 250 to 300 gigabytes, you can record for 2 hours and it's 20 gigabytes, because it already encodes and it doesn't use your computer to do it. So that's going to be probably my next toy that I purchased for this. Okay, let me go into my arc furnace, and they're not all full. Let me look at ore. Okay, so that's about it for you. Go to my refinery. So, I mean, if it's something that you're interested in, there's some good information for you to look into. I'm going to leave this stone here because I'm going to have to basically poo-poo it out. There really needs to be a better thing to do with stone. I don't need any more gravel. So I'm going to hop out of here. Well, you know, you can always do something like test recording with something like Bandicam, or depending on your video card, like I was saying, NVIDIA has some built in. You could try using the Raptor, or actually OBS is out there too. It's the Open Broadcasting software, which is what a lot of people use for Twitch streaming. And in fact, I had kind of started setting that up, but then with the Raptor interface, it's just so much easier. So I don't even mess with OBS anymore. But OBS can also do video capture. So let's go into my inventory. I want to make sure that all I have in here is stone. Yep. So we're going to go into our connector, collect all, throw out, and I'm going to have this thing poo-poo out all of my stone using gravity to send it bye-bye. But yeah, I would say if it's something that you want to see about doing, start collaborating. Yeah, I'm using it right now. I can see your message pop up on my screen when you text, but I have the delay kind of short, so I actually look over to my other monitor if it's more than, you know, like 5 or 6 words. But it's honestly, I'm really impressed with the quality and the resource usage with Raptor. And you know, while you're using it, like I was saying, you can earn free games, stuff like that. They have different promotions and stuff, which, you know, that's not why I did it, but one of the cool things was it did give me access to a closed beta on a game, and I like to do betas. You know, I mean, here I am playing an alpha game, so what am I doing here? I need to check my inventory. Okay, good. So I do like getting in on things. I mentioned that I also do 7 Days to Die, Gary's Mod, stuff like that. So kind of a mix of everything. In fact, I'm going to grab a drill. For the hardware, the company or the device is called Avermedia, I believe. Let's see. Hopefully you can see that. If not, you know what, I'll type it into the chat here. There's a couple of different ones. There's one that goes straight into your computer. But then you have to have your computer on. So it's kind of like your choice which way you want to go. If you're going to be streaming other things, I would probably go for the completely external with the USB, and technically it's portable, because it's not that big of a device. You just kind of get your stuff set up and you're ready to go. But I really like the fact that it has the USB connector, so you could use a flash drive or even an external hard drive. But with the fact that it's doing hardware encoding, your file sizes are going to be much smaller, so you don't have to do as much editing. That's really the thing that kills me. If I'm editing and compressing a video, right now I post my recordings at 720 resolution because it takes so much longer to do 1080. Like a 720p at 6 megabits on the data rate takes me about for a 20-minute video, it takes me about 40 to 45 minutes to compress. If I'm doing a 1080p at 6,000, it takes about an hour. And not 6,000, but 6 megabits for the data rate. And if I do a 1080p at 8 megabits data rate, it takes like an hour and a half for the same 20-minute video. So if I want to upload it at 1080p, I gotta spend a lot of time getting those videos prepped, and that's just the encoding. That doesn't include any editing. So having it pre-compressed would make it a lot easier, because then you don't have to spend the time rendering it into an uploadable file size. And that's really what kind of kills me right now. Because I've got a Core i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. It's a pretty standard system for gaming and such. Even going to an i7 with 32 gigs of RAM with the software I'm using, it might cut my time down a little bit, but nothing dramatic to the point where it's going to be 20 minutes. That's so if it's already compressed while you're recording using the hardware, that's really going to be the best way to go. And you can find the devices for the one that my buddy Tofsky has. His, I believe, was $180, and that one plugs it's an expansion card for the computer. So you do have to have your computer on when you're doing the recording and such. But for most people that's not a big deal. But let's say you wanted to record your PlayStation or your Xbox, whatever, and it's in another room, then that might be kind of a pain. So it all just kind of depends. But then also he has to use an internal hard drive, so it is using a little bit of his system resources. So that's kind of why I say, if you're gonna do it, go for the fully external, because then you can get an external hard drive and use that, or even just a flash drive. I mean, literally, like I was saying, the difference between the pre-compressed and uncompressed is about a 10-to-1 ratio between what he's using and what I'm doing. So instead of needing a 300 terabytes, or 300 gigabytes, you could get away with 30 gigabytes. So even a 64 or 128 gig flash drive would be enough to record to. And you could always connect an SSD too if you really wanted to. But really, for video recording, you don't need to. SSD, that's what you want your system running on and your games running on, but you don't need to record to it. It's kind of overkill. I guess I really don't have any way to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about, but I've been in the computer industry for a long time. I edit with something called VSDC. It's actually a free program. Let me see. Do I have it over here? I think I do. No, I don't see it there.